I can use dimensional analysis to convert between combined units, and this is the problem that I am going to solve using this objective. The first problem, a car is traveling at 75 miles per hour. What is its speed in kilometers per minute? So as always, we write down our given quantities. Given, we have 75 miles per hour. And our unknown quantity is going to be, what is it in kilometers per minute? And also, what is given to us are the conversion factors for between miles and kilometers and hours and minutes. 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers, and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So I can put that with our given quantity. So our first step, we take what's given to us and turn it into a fraction. 75 miles divided by 1 hour, because hour is in the denominator. So we want to put 75 miles on top, 1 hour on the bottom. Our next step, we need to multiply by a conversion factor. So the conversion factor that we pick, we need to make a decision. Do we want to start with miles first to convert, or do we want to convert hours first? Let's just start with miles first. We want to convert miles to kilometers using this relationship. I have miles on top, so I want to make sure my miles is on the bottom. 1 mile, and I want to have 1.61 kilometers on top. So my miles will cancel. This cancels. That cancels. What do I have left? I have kilometers left. That is the unit that I have left. Next, I'm going to convert my hours to minutes. I do that by multiplying by this conversion factor using this relationship. So I multiply by, since I have hours here on the bottom, I want to make sure my hours is on top so that it cancels. So I'll say 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So my hour cancels out my hour, since this is on the top and that's on the bottom. And what I am left with are minutes. So I have kilometers on top, I have minutes on the bottom, kilometers per minute. And that is going to equal, now my next step, I just multiply the fractions together. I multiply across the top, 75 times 1.61 kilometers times 1. So I'll go 75 times 1.61 times 1. And that is going to give me 120.75 kilometers on top. 120. And that is what's on my numerator. Next, I'm going to multiply across the bottom to get my denominator. 1 times 1 times 60 minutes is equal to 60 minutes. And now all I do is I just finish solving this problem. I just divide out this fraction and simplify it. So I have 120.75 divided by 60. And that will give me 2.012. And what are my units? Kilometers per minute. And that is my final answer to this problem. My next example, we are going to go from kilometers to minutes back to miles per hour. So my next problem is going to look similar, but just going backwards. A car is traveling at 1.61 kilometers per minute. How many miles per hour is it going? So, given, we know 1.61 kilometers per minute. 1.61. We write that down. And also, what's given to us are the conversion factors. We also know that 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers, and we also know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And our unknown is how many miles per hour is it going. So, how many miles per hour is our unknown. First step, we start with our given quantity, turn it into a fraction. 1.61 kilometers over 1 minute. This minute goes here because I have it in the denominator. That's the numerator, that's the denominator. Okay, 1.61 kilometers per minute. Multiply it by a conversion factor, but we need to pick which one we're going to do first. Are we going to do kilometers first or minutes first? First, I'm going to start with minutes. Just to highlight that you can do either one first. If I have minutes on the bottom, I'm going to convert minutes to hours. So 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. I'm going to put minutes on top to cancel them out. 60 minutes on top equal to 1 hour. My minutes will cancel out, and I am left with hours. But I also want to get this kilometer, and I want to convert it to miles. So I need to multiply by another conversion factor. So 1.61 kilometers, well, that's equal to 1 mile. So what I will do is I will put 1.61 kilometers, which is that right here, on the bottom. I'm going to put 1 mile on top. And that way, my kilometers will cancel out, and I am left with miles. So now I have miles on top, hours on the bottom, miles per hour. And my next step is to multiply my fraction together. I have 1.61 times 60 times 1 mile. And that's going to equal 96.6 miles. 96.6 miles. Now I multiply across the bottom. 1 times 1 hour times 1.61 is equal to 1.61 hours. And finally, I just divide my final fraction, 96.6 divided by 1.61, and that will give me 60, and what are my units? Miles per hour. And that is my final answer for that. And that is how you will use dimensional analysis to convert between combined units like miles per hour to kilometers per minute and anything similar to that.